royal family. I'm back. All right. So these ladies of Real Housewives of Atlanta, they are in Canada. Some of them are cutting up. So this is season 12, episode 10 of RHOA, Living on the Edge. Thanks for clicking on the video. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning royal family member, you know how this thing goes. So, all right, the episode, it opens up. They're still on the rooftop having cocktails. We left off with Nene sashaying through the group and, sitting down. She sits down next to Kenya, and she's just sipping her drink. Cynthia is still addressing Kenya about, her engagement party, and she accepts the BS excuse that Kenya gives. So she believes that Kenya meant no harm. Now, Nene is seated right next to Kenya. So while Kenya's talking, Nene's just sitting there sipping her drink. She's not saying anything. All the ladies are talking amongst themselves. And it's just like Nene isn't there. So she seems fine, though. At least we see her on camera. And we actually seen her throughout this entire episode for once, and not just 1 to 2 minute snippets. So here's the thing with Cynthia, though, okay? I think that Cynthia sees right through Kenya, but to save face, she is always going to condone her behavior because, people are in her ear telling her that, Kenya's not a real friend, Kenya's not a real friend. And she probably doesn't want to look like a fool. So she probably sees it because the way that she was looking at Kenya when Kenya was, stuttering, trying to say like, I would never do that to you as a friend. I would die if I made you feel that way. Is very telling, So anyway, that's just my little 2 cents. So we move on to Miss Tanya, the tour guide, right? So she is being the best hostess. She takes the ladies to an event that kind of kicks off Carnival. So I think it was Juve, right? I think it was Juve she took them to, and there were costumes there. So it was like a night outing, but the ladies were having fun. Porsha, all she wants to do is twerk all over the place. You see Nene interacting with Tanya. So Nene is kind of more comfortable. So you see her socializing with Tanya, and they're having a good time. So we see Nene, Marlo, and Giovanna. They make their way back to somebody's room. I don't know whose it is. And they're in like a little lounge area of the hotel room, or like a living room area of the hotel room. So they're chit-chatting, and Nene, she brings up Marlo's event. She brings up Kenya, and she brings up Marlo's event, and the recording, of course, comes up. Honestly, I don't even care about this recording. Do you guys? Put it in the comments. Let me know. I still don't think that this recording exists. And if it does, I don't feel that it is as serious as they're trying to drag it out to be for this entire season. So Nene, she's not telling anyone who it is. Kandi is trying to ask her, and Nene said that she's not revealing anything. And at this point, we see Tanya. She shows up to the room, and Kandi brings up Nene's letter that she wrote to Cynthia when she had the gifts delivered to her wine cellar opening. So Kandi brings that up. And she brings it up being on the blog. Now, since my last review, I was informed that Miss Kenya Moore is actually really good friends with Love B. Scott. So there's no surprise there at all. Now, this letter that Nene wrote, word for word, ended up on Love B. Scott's website or blog site or whatever you want to call it. Also, B. Scott was also in Kenya's music video that she did for Gone with the Wind Fabulous Twirl On or whatever it's called. B. Scott was in that video. Moving along, Marlo says that Cynthia did lose the card that night or that evening, but then she later on found it. And I do remember at Cynthia's party, I think when she was showing Kenya the card, or when she was telling Kenya about the card and the gifts that Nene got her, wasn't Kenya holding the card? I could be wrong. Anyway, so costume time, all right? We see the ladies, they get to see their costumes for Carnival, and the costumes are beautiful. I am going to find one of my headdresses, my Carnival headdresses, and bring it out if they actually make it to Carnival next week. So I'll have that by next week's review. I didn't even think about that. But anyway, now, did you guys notice they were trying on costumes, and Kandi, she tries on her costume. Did you guys notice how uncomfortable Kandi, looked when she was trying on her costume. Oh, Kandi, you look great, girl. You know, you don't realize they probably never been to carnival before, but trust me, everybody is half naked, not just in Canada. The carnival, the Labor Day parade that they have in New York, carnival in Trinidad, carnival in South Florida. Everybody is naked, all body shapes, sizes, colors, whatever. But, you know, she probably is insecure because maybe she doesn't feel comfortable in that type of attire. But I did notice that, and I got a little sad. I was like, Kandi, you look good though. So they were all encouraging her. Nene was like, go ahead, hips and booty. You know, you look good. But she did look uncomfortable. But she did look great. So anyway, so as the ladies are trying on their costume, Nene reveals that she'll be leaving the next day. So she actually won't be there the day of carnival. She has a hosting gig, okay? So Eva is there as well. And Nene pulls Eva aside because she wants to talk to her. So she kind of wants to address what it is that happened between the two of them. And Nene says, look, I want to own up to whatever it is that I did, but I don't understand what it is that I did wrong. So Nene, she admitted that she unfollowed Eva on IG. So because Eva's like, you know, I tried to reach out to you, but you blocked me. And Nene corrected her. Nene said, no, I unfollowed, not blocked. People really get offended when they are unfollowed. Block, I can understand. But unfollowed, like, this is the same foolishness that's going on Growing Up Hip Hop. Be sure to check out my reviews on the channel. Growing Up Hip Hop LA, like Romeo unfollowed everybody. Everybody's offended. He unfollowed me. It's the age that we're living in. Anyway, so Nene, she apologizes to Eva. Now, what I found very interesting, when Nene was trying to get an understanding of what it is that she did to offend Eva, Eva could recall moment for moment, scenario by scenario, exactly what it is that Nene did to offend her. Now, Eva has, I don't know if it's selective memory. That's too simple of an explanation. How is it that you could remember exactly what Nene did and said to offend you, but you couldn't remember saying what you said about Porsha? You denied it. I don't get it, Eva girl. What do you? That's beyond pregnancy brain. But you know what? Whatever. They're gonna light you up at that reunion, and this is gonna be interesting. So anyway, so Nene apologizes to Eva, and she says that she wants to be able to reconcile with Cynthia and with Porsha as well. Now, what was uncomfortable is Cynthia was there, Kenya was there, all the ladies were there, like looking at their costumes, and everybody was picking up their costumes. And Nene walked in, and she walked past Cynthia, and she said, you know, hello. You know, she was polite, and Cynthia just looked like, darn, I miss my friend. You know what I mean? I noticed that throughout all the entire episode. She looks like she wanted to talk to her more, but she probably couldn't because Sergeant Kenya is not having that. Anyway, so Tanya, she wants to do a team building exercise. So I forgot the name of the actual the venue and location. So she's trying to convince the ladies, you know, to do the activity. Now, this activity requires everyone who is participating to sign the front and back of a waiver. No, ma'am. So Eva, you see, Nene is not going to participate. Eva, she's obviously not going to participate because she's pregnant. And it requires the ladies getting up on a like extremely, extremely high building and kind of like not jumping off, but just standing on the top of a building and going to the edge or what have you. So we see before the ladies are signing the waivers and getting ready, Eva is off talking to Cynthia and Kenya, and she's telling them that Nene apologized to her. Now, I can see the anger rising up in Kenya, like her facial expressions. She just got so irritated because God forbid anybody, you know, gets along with Nene. Heaven forbid, you know. And it's like, I took it easy on Kenya last review, right? See, Kenya needs Nene. She needs Nene to dislike her. And it's like Kenya's one of those, she comes across as one of those people on the show, her character on the show anyway. Let me correct myself. She comes across as one of those people that she needs attention all the time. So regardless if it's negative attention, it's better than no attention at all. Like she comes across as one of those. And this is why she is so angry this season. And I think It's because Nene nor Mark are paying her any attention. Yeah, I said it. So she's mad. Moving along. Kenya asked Eva, she says to Eva, was Nene sincere? This kind of confused me because I said, since when did Kenya and Eva get so cool for Kenya to be concerned if Nene was sincere to Eva or not? Like, I don't get that. So off in another section of this actual building, it's a huge building. You see Kandi and Yvonne, and Porsha. So Kandi is telling, who is it? Kandi is telling them that Eva and Nene were talking, and Nene apologized to Eva. So Yvonne says to Porsha, why does it take everyone months to get over what Nene does, but everyone else can be forgiven so quickly? Now, see, great question, Yvonne. Great question. With these ladies, see, that's why I look at them like they're silly sometimes, honestly, because if Porsha can easily forgive Kenya, then why is she still holding a grudge with Nene? You know what I mean? Like, same thing with Porsha and Cynthia. Like, they hit each other, kicked each other, okay? Got kicked off of a boat or a yacht or whatever it was. Like, they got physical with each other. Same thing with Kenya and Porsha. It got physical. You dragged that woman off the couch. So Kenya called, what did she call Porsha? A dumb hoe. Like, pointing things in your face. So it's like, why is it that you're so quick to forgive them and make amends with them and be, all cool and kiki with them, but Nene, you have to like see what she did to me? I don't have time for Nene to unload all this baggage. What, girl? You got your own bag. Whatever, Porsha. I like Porsha, but you sounded crazy in your confessional. And this is why I will continue to believe that there is some sort of pact to get rid of Nene. There's some sort of something to get rid of Nene. And I keep saying it, Nene, it's time for you to pack your peach and go. Move on from the show. Moving along. So the ladies suit up. Again, Nene and Eva, they are not going to be participating. And they're going to the top of the building. Everybody is scared. Not Kandi. She likes this type of stuff. She's like a thrill seeker. So it wasn't really much of anything there. We move on to seeing Nene and Eva talking and eating. So Eva is asking Nene, will she talk to Porsha? Will she apologize to Porsha? And Nene goes into explaining, I guess, the beginning of the fallout of their friendship. You remember Closet Gate? After that closet incident happened, Nene says that she texts Porsha, and Porsha decided to reveal those text messages to the world via social media. And I get what Nene is saying. I mean, her comparison to it being a partner leaking nudes was a bit dramatic, but I get it. And my thing is, what is, Porsha, you're talking about Nene doing all this talking about Nene. You have yet to talk about why you released those text messages. Maybe I missed something. Fill me in, Royal Family. Let me know. Now, can we just take a moment to acknowledge how Tanya is super organized? Okay, and she has been such a great hostess. Let's just take a moment to give Tanya her props. Like, she runs a tight ship. She is a stickler for being punctual. She is really committed, and she's committed to showing the ladies a good time as well. And so far, she's got every I dotted and every T crossed. So let's give it up for Miss Tanya, friend of the show. She is really holding it down for this Canada, trip. Good job, good job. So we move on to Porsha. So Dennis, he sends her flowers. She's smitten. She calls Lauren to tell her about it. Tanya's in her hotel room. He shows up. No surprise, because I think she was expecting him. So she runs to the door. She's so excited. Very handsome man. So she's all on her man. Right behind him is Dennis. So Tanya's man and Dennis are really good friends, so he decides that he wants to come and get his woman back. So he's there to surprise Porsha, and he says, I want my woman back, and I'm here to do what I got to do. And Tanya is so funny. She's so positive. She's like, that's the spirit. Yeah, I'm all for love. I thought that was funny. So Dennis, he brought the ring that he took back from Porsha. So he plans to re-propose or propose to her again, giving her the ring back. I'm sorry, but that's just that's just straight up tacky. Anyway, so the ladies are on the bus. Tanya has planned a beautiful outing. There's like a nice party, beautiful venue, packed with her family and friends. So she's at the party. She's wondering where all the ladies are. So they're all headed out. They're on their little bus or whatnot. And Kenya, she starts to mimic Tanya. And it was just like, how old are we, girl? Anyway, so she wants all of the other ladies to do the same. So everyone starts mimicking each other, yada, yada. So they arrive to the party, and we see Porsha, Kandi, and Kenya. They slide off to the bar, and they come up with this plan to find out who the snake is. Actually, Kenya brings up Snakegate, and she's asking Porsha if she thinks that Nene is lying about this recording. Now, there go that hit dog hollering again, Kenya. See, again, she comes up with the idea of the three of them being good cop, bad cop. So she wants to intimidate or interrogate is what I want to say, and intimidate Yvonne. Now, Cynthia, if Cynthia is supposed to be your friend, right, Kenya? She's supposed to be your good Judy. Why is Kenya so invested in finding out who the snake is or who secretly recorded her? Like I said, I don't think a recording exists. What is it that Kenya is planning to do with this information once she gets this information? I'm confused. Anyway, so here we go with the interrogation. So they call Yvonne over, and they're trying to get her liquored up. Like they have like a couple of drinks in front of her. Now, I didn't like this. I get this is TV, and she did not drink all of the liquor. It didn't show that she drank all of the liquor. But I don't like that. And I don't, like I said, I don't care if it's TV. And Porsha, didn't you accuse Kandi of trying to get you drunk so that her and Todd can do whatever to you? Or that's what you were told by, what's her name, Phaedra? My, how quickly we forget. And I know that sounds a little bit dramatic, but I wasn't feeling that. Like, let's get her drunk and talk. Anyway, over in the classy corner, we have Marlo, who was looking good in her all black, okay? Marlo, Nene, Eva, and Cynthia. So they're sitting and they're talking, and Marlo is telling Nene, like, oh, you know, she wanted me to tell you, referring to Cynthia, that she really appreciated the card. So Marlo is trying to get them to talk. And then Cynthia sincerely thanks Nene. They're face to face, they're talking. And she's showing Nene her ring. You know, they kind of gently high five each other. Now tell me if you guys notice, again, that when Kenya is not around, Cynthia is more relaxed, I guess, or she's calmer, like she's more herself. You can tell she genuinely misses her friendship with Nene. So tell me if you notice that difference in behavior. Like, you could tell they both miss each other. But she was talking to her, Cynthia. You know, she wasn't real, I'll get you together. And it was real. It's just a good vibe. It was a good vibe. And I do like seeing that Marlo is trying to get the two of them to on speaking terms so that they can get their friendship back together. I do like that. So Marlo, good job with that. Now back to the bar. Now, Yvonne, she says that everyone claims to be real, and that's not what she sees. Me either, Yvonne. Me either. And she says that she knows who it is, you know, who said either has the recording or who is the snake. She knows who it is, but she's not telling them anything. Now, Tanya has gone out of her freaking way to just give these ladies a great time, you know, and she has you guys at her party with her friends and her family. And it's just like you guys want to confront and ambush Yvonne. Like, the atmosphere didn't call for that, Kenya. So why was that on your mind? Ugh. And I'm glad that Yvonne kept her cool. I am. But what if she didn't? What if she would have been pounding back those drinks and all hell would have broke loose? So Tanya, she decides to get everyone's attention and gives a speech. Just, you know, classy lady. Thanks everyone for coming. And she's telling her guests, you know, I love you all, yada, yada. And speaking of love, and right when she says that, it's edited and we see Dennis show up. And that is how the episode ends. Now, I would go into saying what is going to happen on next week's episode, but as you guys are noticing, they are making it seem like 1 or 2 actions are going to take place on the next episode, and then we don't see that. So I'm not even going to waste my guess. So Dennis shows up. So I guess he's going to propose again and give Porsha back her ring. Who do you guys think the snake is in Snakegate? I wondered if Yvonne is lying about this, if Yvonne told Nene about some recording or what have you, and she lied to Nene because she wants to be on the show, or if it is true and the snake is Kenya or Yvonne. But that's my bet. Let me know what you think, Royal Family. So we don't even really know what's going to happen next week. I'm not judging by the previews. I thought that Kenya and Nene were supposed to be getting into it, not this episode, but from the episode before this. But we'll see that when we see it. They probably will drag it out to the very end, so we don't know. So Royal Family, thank you for hanging out with me thus far. Be sure to hit the like button, aka the thumbs up button on the video. Get down in the comments. Let me know what it is that you think. Share your thoughts, your opinions. Hit the subscribe button if you have not done so already. And make sure that your notifications are set to all, because, honey, Love and Hip Hop Miami has returned. And I'm going to, finish watching it and see what we'll see what I'll come up with. Royal Family, I love you for watching, and until next time, peace.